Hey there, folks. It's 1:19 p.m. Sunday, December 30th, 2018. 1:20 p.m. 1:19 p.m. Right to left, 911. I'm not having an emergency. 9 is elder, 1 is spiritual. What people say, it's funny how so many catastrophes have happened on the 11th of month of a day, or the 11s that are in there. That's because they used to stand for the one and one together stood for the original first being, male and female. The 9, for 9, has to do with elders. That was about. I'm looking outside. It's the leaves on the beach. Fay beech tree are beautiful. There's another one growing up next to it. That tree will still be here when my kids, Deanna and my kids, get here. A little under 25 years from now, they'll be here, and they're going to put a house on this property. That's something like you've never seen on this planet. This is going to be a quick video. It's going to make a point. A very serious one. And it's also about a video that's coming very soon. I've already started putting the pieces of it together. So 119 is 911, 9 elder, and 1 has to do with spiritual and like mother and father, male and female, alpha, male and female, whatever. And 120 is 021, completion of understanding of the self, or for the self, maybe by the self. Numerology, if you take it in its basic form, just the 10, from 0 to 9, and then the double elder, triple elders numbers, it gives you a basis of information you can follow. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Some stuff bugging me. I just was made to go look down at the tablet again. Now it's 122. 22 is understanding, compassion, things coming together. So 22 is the double elders. Not masters. If you have a master, you have a slave, and your whole concept's therefore blown, because everyone is equal. But the double elders number means means intelligent, seemingly ancient for the value and volume of its understandings. We get data. That's number 8. Okay, we consume it for understanding. That's number 2. And then we get into wisdom. That'll be 9. Part of the elder. Excuse me. Relative to the hermit card in tarot. Excuse me. Anyway, I've been talking for years. I've been cranking people up, going in your brains. Okay, and you've seen it 1,000 times, so I'm going to show it to you again. And if you're upset, just turn it off. But you're missing. You have no idea what you're missing. I've never been. This body's never been as close to dropping down dead for me being out of this body, so I can be myself again, my freedom, as I am this morning. So much of my body, I couldn't hardly even move it at all. I've only got eight steps. I have a 2-story but 3-level house, or Deanna and I have. It's about to be all hers. Set up. As soon as I die, boom, it's hers. Legal. All done. I left nothing for chance, even though I can take care of whatever I need to when I get out of the body. But it doesn't matter. I'm not. leaving anything up to be messed with. Anyway, so here it is again. When I go into people and crank them up, this is the brain before I crank it up. Okay? The delta absolute power is, if you look at the scale down there, if you can see the scale, if you go to thespiritualfoundation.com, go to the front web page, there it is. There's 4 sheets, 2 of them are pictures. There's this one, there's this one, and then there's 2 sheets of data. The data information complies exactly to this information. Why? Because it came off of this. It's a program. The quantitative electroencephalogram is a very good tool. It's used to help people with understanding what's going on in the brain. It's like a hairnet thing, but it's a net that goes over your head. That's got wires coming off of it that reads electromagnetic impulses, the 5th field of energy that actually creates sentient life. It's how your spirit runs your body using that energy field, which is the largest singular energy field that has to do with sentient energy, spirit, the creation of it. Okay? Never said that anywhere. There you go. What I tell you has never been said anywhere. As you can tell, as Deanna can tell where she is in the house, my body's being cranked up so I can do this video. But you got to have something to crank up to keep going, and there's just like nothing left, okay? Which is good times for everybody as soon as I get the hell out of here. Anyway, so this, if you look at a scale down here, green is less activity, and then red is more. This side, that's where I went into a gentleman's head, Martin Parra. And this is where the test was done on his head without me in it. And that's with me in his brain. Okay, 2 separate tests. And then the whole part of his head in the front, the hypothalamus in there was calm, but I spread everything out when my energy when I went into his head. And that orange, I mean, his head was lit up on fire, so to speak, you know, with energy. Because I did it to him. People, just keep that in mind for a minute, please. If I seem a little aggressive towards you, please don't think that I am. I seem aggressive because I am. I'm sick, I'm dying. This body is, not me. I'm getting ready to come alive. Like I've never been before. I've never been this strong. And I was already the strongest thing out there. I was made to be like that. And if that sounds arrogant, I understand. I love you, you know. But the more you listen to me, you'll understand I'm just trying to tell you a fact. And it's something you're going to use later. It's something that's going to give you some comfort later. Okay, so anyway. That's me going into someone's head. Now, in this video that's coming up, I'm going to give you videos. I'm going to tell you about some of the stuff other people are talking about. Just the last 2-3 days, last 3 days, I guess. I don't know. I have to ask Deanna for that kind of information. She and I have been watching some ET videos and stuff, and people are all upset about the government and everything. Hey, they should be. We have problems, okay? Some of the stuff they're saying and everything, you know, I love everyone. I do. My job is to take care of everyone the best I can. As soon as I'm out of this body, I can do exactly that. Lily is loving energy. Me, I'm loving, but my fortitude is ridiculous. And I'm extremely protective. Overly. That's a good thing. Okay? Everyone's life is going to change where they have the freedom. They don't have stuff hanging on them. They have stuff helping them. Everyone's abilities is I'm going to help you. Let them come alive inside you. I'm going to help them. I'm going to crank them up inside you. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to modify the barrier between the second and third dimension. The second dimension and the third dimension were created by the original first being male. Every other dimension that exists everywhere on around some areas is actually 43 dimensions. I built them, not Jay Essex. Jay Essex didn't do shit. Okay? Arae. the primary Arae, what I am inside. I built them all, every one of them. The Bible talks about how Lilith, it was actually Lily, the focal point of Lilith, my other half, Lily, as much as she can be my other half. But essentially speaking, she is. She's the focal point of my other half, and I'm the focal point of her other half. Okay, the strongest part of these two huge pieces of clean source spirit. From the very beginning. Okay, there's a lot of talk here, blah, 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 J, blah, 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 J, you know, Arae Lily, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I'm saying it for a reason, okay? And it's going to flow. I need to hurry up. Okay, I've told you before, this video that's coming up, I'm going to tell you the videos I put out. You'll see the date I put them out. That's why a lot of these things, I had to hold up the tablet and show you what the date was. Okay? I left you proof. And later on, when these things, when you start finding out about things that I've done as myself out of body, these councils that I've made out in space, and you find out about them here, when the ETs from other countries, from other planets tell you, yeah, then you know what I'm telling you is true. And what does that do? Hopefully it's going to help you listen to what I've said about waking yourself up to become who you really are. Okay? I told you before, I've shown you some pictures about things when I've had bruises, and not bruises, but like cuts and stuff, when the other side, spirit over there, literally broke the metatarsals in the front of my left foot. This is before all this weight stuff happened, okay? I've gained 200 pounds in the last, 4 years or something like that. But when the weight was starting to come on, when this edema was happening from my kidney and liver diseases, or diseases, individual, whatever you want to say, I don't care. I don't have a foot in my bed or anything. I was sleeping, and then boom, spirit broke. It was all swollen up and everything else broken. The hairline fractures in them. And then it cleared up. I was finding stuff on the other side. Big stuff. So, Arae came by, boom, broke it. So, the actual spirit that did it, dead, killed it. People say, he can't kill spirit. Well, I'll never mention one of them. But there's people out there that know better. Because they were hounded by stuff, and I went at what was doing it to them, killed them. So one of them could actually watch it. Well, two of them could actually watch it, and they were like, then all of a sudden they're afraid of me. I protect. Damn hard. Anyway, there's a time, a video where I got put on a ship. I got taken on there, but when they did, they put some weird thing around my feet. They put my feet into this, it was about this long. It was some kind of silvery metal. It went like this around my feet, but if I kicked my legs to my knees up, if this is the knee and this is the ankle, right about here, I had bruises on both of my legs, one of them worse. And when I go to kick them up, it was hitting that thing, and then plus they had my hands in some kind of mittens with some kind of cable attaching it, so keeping my hands from my metaphysical energy from coming out of my hands too much. And then they had some weird kind of helmet-like thing like this. It's bigger and much thicker and stronger than anything that's been in the trip chair. And they put those on me and put me on like a table, a slab that was just being pushed, through a kind of corridor, and then put into a room where they were doing some surgery on me. I've had a lot of physical problems. And why do they do that? Well, it's because I am so strong metaphysically that I can screw up ships. I can damage the instrumentation, but beyond that, I can literally totally make the ship go all over the place. Just take it out of if it's moving somewhere, take it out of drive, stop it. And now people would say, "Oh, that's crazy. This guy's nuts." Really? You've seen this? Shows you that I can go into people's brains I proved it with Martin Perra's help. Him being on the other side, me going on his brain in Sweden when I was over here in Duluth. Right here, this location in this room. I proved I can go in someone's head anywhere I want. When I'm on a ship, and because I'm fighting stuff on the other side, I was fighting stuff all the time. I still am. I still fight stuff. Not 24/7, they'll come at any time. But it's not all day long. There's breaks in between. Okay? They know that. They saw it. They had to take precautions because when I go on that ship, it's easy for me to shut everything down. And then they're screwed. Okay, now that's hard to believe. Some of these ET videos that they have that show about how ETs use their metabilities to drive cars, to drive ships real fast, putting their hand on a plate. How many sci-fi movies have you seen that in? Well, what about these different films, documentaries, where you see on the ship where they have places you put your hands? Corey Good is, was showing some of it, I believe, but he's talked about it. There's other folks that have been involved in it. There's a list of videos that I'll show you later. I'll bring up in the next in this large video when I show it. That go watch it, listen to it. Some of the stuff is off. Like Above Majestic is one we're going to talk about. Like I said, I love Corey. I love David. Wow. Submarines flying through space. That's the MyLab stuff. Heavy duty drugs injected into people and then visions or pictures being put in them. Sorry, folks, that never happened. Okay. The thing about Hitler having this UFOs and that they all of a sudden appeared up over the White House. No, those were ETs in them. It wasn't the secret Nazi army. I don't want to say any more. Okay, but I'm going to break all this stuff down for you now. The fact when you watch these videos, you're going to see proof that they use their metaphysical energy to tie in and run a ship. Well, that's why that had to be done with me. Okay, period. They know who I am. They don't come around too much because of that. The fighting has calmed down again, so they kind of went back when Deanna and I kept getting visits. How many? How long was that stuff going on, honey? With Melee, Serenity, with all of them coming over, getting our material and creating the kids. Was that about a year? Yeah, I think it was close to a year. That they were coming over, and Deanna would have pains. I would have pains when they started, taking the sperm from me. Holy crap! I'd be all swollen and everything. I could feel it, and then I had to get up to, because of my edema and everything else, and my kidney disease, liver disease, all this other crap I have. I'd have to get up anywhere from 4 to sometimes even 10 times a night to go to the bathroom. It all depended on things. As soon as we went to sleep, if we would get and Deanna can't hardly sleep, we get knocked out about 12, something like that, 12:30, and then boom, we were both out until about anywhere from like about 4:30 or later. The Arcobian were coming afterwards. They would literally come to visit, walk around. I've turned around quick and I've hit one of them, Serenity. Not purposely. I bumped it with my forearm. I was downstairs when it happened. I'll love everything first, but if something's beating on something else or being abusive, I'll tell it to stop, and after that, I go for it. And if something's out of a body, they're mine. Anything out of a body, they're mine. I've had stuff astral project coming up to me and other stuff, and then when they went back in the body, they had issues. They were screwed up. One guy, CIA, out in Washington, pretty much west of the White House, almost direct west of the White House. Here's the Washington, D.C. It's a circle like this over here, dead. Um, I went out. I was cranking someone up, and um, there was a female Anunnaki that was watching, and she was cool, but she was going to mess with a person. She was in a trip chair. And then there's this guy from around D.C., he was CIA, and he was in a trip chair. Trip chair, you sit in it, the electromagnetic pulses, again, electromagnetic type energy, literally goes into your head, reads your DNA and stuff, and it creates a specific magnetic field for your brain to help your abilities get stronger. They put different, the U.S. government, these agencies that are pretty much worldwide, they were putting chemicals inside people. They did it to Corey. Anyway, I don't want to get too much into this video coming. It's going to be anywhere from 2 to 4 parts. But I give you explicit information about things. There's a little bit of vagueness, but videos I put out, and then things happened. When the Drak and Anunnaki, when the Drak and the Antids, what people call Antids or whatever, it's the Antids is the proper way to say their name. Sometimes it's hard for me to get names, and Ta'ir was actually getting annoyed when I was trying to talk with him. He's got a lot to do. Ta'ir's awesome. He's one of my Source family members. He came from Lily and Arae Source, so it's not like he's my kid. It's just that he came from what I am, what Lily, the primary Lily, and I are. Anyway, now the ETs, when they come, they're looking at all kinds of stuff. They're here, but when they come out in the open, is what I should have said. When they make themselves apparent, and it was supposed to happen this month, December of 2018. I've known that since I came alive in 2008, 2009. And because it was so late for me getting out, that's okay. It's throwing it off a little bit, but very little. After this body dies, and we're getting there. And those of you that are waiting and you're getting a little impatient, I understand. I understand, and you also understand how aggressive I am about getting the hell out of here. I've work to do. I work for everyone. And I need to be on the other side. I'll never be in a body again. Anyway, so at least that way, you know, it's getting near there. My heart's just, it's super tachycardia because, man, I'm telling you, there's just nothing left in this thing, which is good. I'm trying to remember what the hell he's talking about. Anyway, our ET friends, when they come here, there's a 3-level situation. Those of you that I've been cranking up, and the information, folks, you want to know what the hell's going on. You want to know who you are. You want to know what kind of abilities you have, where they come from. They come from you. They're part of you. The body that you're in, different parts of your body, depending on the bodies that were created with a male and a female donor, physical body donors. You, excuse me, different glands and parts of your body are going to be better at moving your spirit through them, so you'll be stronger pineal, solar plexus, heart, plus who we are as individuals is a greater percentage of this or that. It varies a little bit. Excuse me. So all the stuff is in my 3 books, folks. That's why I wrote them. This is not a commercial. You want to wake up, you want to know what's going on, you need those 3 books. The Creation Series, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3. Okay? I wrote them for you. Volume number 3 is like a whole it's a whole series of encyclopedias. It's like a set of encyclopedias. The most important book, the very most... I gotta slow down for a minute. I'm trying to do this fast. I got videos from the 22nd and the 24th of December here that I have to, 2018, that I have to render still and get out. And all the rest of the lighting, electrical, and everything for the whole property, all the sensors and everything else. It's almost like we have something so valuable in here. Well, the thing that's valuable in here is Deanna. There's people around the neighborhood. Some of them are into dog fighting, and I'll take care of that when I get the hell out of here. So every once in a while they get loose, and the people have dogs. They don't know how to take care of them. Everything's wrong because it was made to be wrong. I'm going to fix it, okay? And you're going to be left alone. So you can be yourself and do what you want, because the vast majority of you are awesome, wonderful, loving people with compassion that's been suppressed since the very beginning of life, since the first time. Since the first time lives were had, and that was Lily and I, the very first lives. The very first set of lives was Lily, set of lives. It was me and Lily, and the primary Lily, the initial one, and I was the initial primary. I am the primary Arae, but that was the initial Arae when I was first. She and I were first made, and we made a body that was relative to what we are inside: human, fae, animal, plant, universal, being planetary and solar. All these things were in the bodies. These bodies were weird, very weird. And then we were butchered in the first 10 hours of life on Arae, the planet that's in this Essenite, Star Essenite. Star Essenite has got Roll, the male universal spirit, and then Arae, the female planetary, the female universal essence. These are both essences. That was the planet, and Arae was so big that even though the male, planetary, the male universal essence is larger, Arae was huge because it was just them, no other planets. There was one star, one planet that was involved in where the lives were being had. Okay, there's a lot of planets and stars that are out there that don't have anything in them. And then when it's time for life to happen in an area, male energy is put in the star, and the female energy might go into one planet, or it's usually broken up into a few planets. There's so much about things. The volume number 3, how things, how energy flows through your body. Nobody could bring you this stuff previously because I needed to bring it. Because everything on the other side can keep always continuously beat the crap out of me, and I wouldn't quit. My last life, that of Gandhi, a lot of people say, wonderful things. Some people say bad things. I don't care. It was a life. For the most part, almost the whole part of it, I was controlled. I did whatever I was told to do, made to do what I do, just like everyone else. But because of what I am, because the original first being male and female knew I was coming out and I was going to deal with him, then I had a lot more to deal with. But that's okay, because it kept making me stronger. Now I'm ready to go to work for everyone, everywhere. Period. Forever. But that third book, it tells you how the energy goes through the body. It tells you about the ETs coming. Now, I've already gone past my 16-minute. I was trying to get this done quick. And what this other video is coming, it's going to be very detailed. I'm going to leave you proof that that starting immediately, but definitely over the next 100 years, is going to have so much relevance. Anyway, the second life, the first life that was ever had, Lily and I, we were, after about 10 hours, we were destroyed. 10 hours on Arae. That Arae's revolution. Okay, I'm going by a 24-hour day. Now, Arae was 270 times the mass of Jupiter. So look at the size of the Earth compared to Jupiter. Then look at the size of Jupiter compared to a sphere that's 270 times its mass. So 24 hours, a complete revolution on Arae is so much more than it is on Earth. But still, by that time, that's what I'm telling you. It's not actually 10 hours the way we see 10 hours, but it was the 10 hours on the same kind of breakdown. It was less than half a revolution. So after that first life, quick life, we were on opposite field. There was an opening in the field and trees all over the place. Over here, she was over here, I was over here. All of a sudden, a bunch of, it looked like velociraptors on steroids. aggressive, vicious. We're not aware they were there. We made our own bodies, okay? Like I said, they were weird. Were strong, but we didn't make it for strength. We made it to be part of what we are, so we could feel life through all these different, areas. All these, through all these different energies. And so all of a sudden, she was picking fruit over there, I was picking fruit over here, and then here they come, they just start eating us, just ripping us up, throwing us around. I saw a part of her when it was dismembered, and then she was watching me being ripped up. After that life, I got out, and as energy, remember, when you're out of the body, you go right into the second dimension, your spirit. Everyone talks about the Akashic Library, the temples. There's nothing there. The only matter there is. The only matter there is in the second dimension is pieces, chunks of heavy particulate matter that is later used to put into a dimension and then transmutated, expanded into a planet. And then energy, with that matter, energy put into one of those pieces of heavy particulate matter creates stars. I know how to create. Everything else is gone. What I am inside, the fullness of myself, not this body, is the alpha source, period. And primary Lily is the alpha female. But we serve. We don't want anything. We want everyone to be happy. We want everyone to have full lives. I demand everything will be free from everything, and that includes things with the ETs. So anyway, so there's nothing, I'm telling you, there's nothing to worry about what's going on. And everybody with the ETs is so worried about the government. Screw them. They're going. All these little secret groups, they're going. See ya. Bye. The ones that need to immediately going to drop dead. Their spirit will come out. They'll be dealt with. If they can be fixed, understood. Because everybody was made to be like this by the original first being male and female. You understand. Yeah, this is how we'll. This is putting everything together that I've been doing. Since 2009 is when 2008 I started waking up to understand more stuff, and 2009 is when it really opened up and the fighting started between me and original first being. This little thing everybody has called God, Yahweh, Allah. It was original first being, male and female. They're dead. It was the original first being, that's all. Anyway, if you read these books, that an investment, they're not that cheap. I don't know. Is it $150 for all 3 books? I don't know. If you go on Amazon.com, you can find out. You go to the website. Folks, if you haven't gone there, go to thespiritualfoundation.com and see what's there. Those stones that we have are the best we can find, but they're much more expensive than you're going to find anywhere else. Okay, almost always. Why? Because they're picked by us, made by us. When I say made, we crank them up. I told you I'm the strongest spirit energy, metaphysical energy there is anywhere. Wait till I'm out of my body. To do what I want to do is nothing. It's hardly even a thought. It's like as all of you are incredible beings. The knowledge, the power, the size you really are is ridiculous. You keep thinking you're this body. No, you're not. Look in the mirror. Look at your face. Look at your body. Okay? That's the you for this life, but it's not really you. Now look inside your eyeballs. Just relax. Don't try to pick. You have to pick one eye or the other. Folks, please, just relax. Take a full breath and just let your eyes go out of focus and look into both your eyes. If you let your eyes go out of focus, you can flow into both eyes. That's you. The first time you do it, usually you feel, once you actually make the connection, you feel a little something and it goes away. Something else, a lot of the stuff I tell you, when you hear it for the first time and stuff, all of a sudden you get goosebumps. When other things like that happen, you get goosebumps. That's because your spirit guides, or spirit guide, one of them, is doing that with their energy to your skin to say, listen, or look, pay attention. This is true. So, now we've all been lied to by our spirit guides and stuff, but see, that's going. What was making everyone lie? They're dead. All of them. The original first angels, except for the only ones that are nice, that are good, have been cranked up and everything because they're awesome. And there's very few of them left. So anyway, that's part of the change that's coming. That's creation's new format. Okay, that's what my books are about, helping you understand that. But it's also about Earth's history, Lemuria, Atlantis, Antarctica is in. It might be in one or two of the books, 2 or 3 or something. The base course of information you need to understand who you are, your origin, where you came from, where creation came from, what it is, where this God thing come from, who's what. It's all in these books. But book number 3 tells you, I cover everything, everything I could think of, okay? Dowsing rods, pendulums, all kinds of stone energy, binaural beats I've talked about in videos and stuff. I might have mentioned it in the book, book 3, I don't know. But anyway, if you want to wake up, get the 3 books, get one of these power spheres. The last 2 spheres I made are so powerful. All my max spheres that I've made, or Deanna makes, because she's been making them now for a long time. Folks, I have 8 my house is 8 stairs to get up, to get from the main level up here to the top. I'm about to where I can't make it. So there's no boo-hoo, poor little J. Okay, but there is the fact that I'm going. I'm almost there. I'm weak as shit. The body, weak as hell, the body. The way I talk, things, the thought process, and in the books too, some people who are really intelligent might even think either Jay's really stupid or he's insulting me thinking I am. No. This information's for everyone. And if something's really negative and they've never hurt anyone, they're not hurting someone, I protect them too. It's not their fault they're like that. They were made like that by the original first being, male and female, now dead. Your God is now dead. Lucifer, there was never a devil. The only thing that could have been thought of as a devil is the original first being that was also calling itself God, because it was in charge of, the positive and negative things that it did. It made creation to be abusive and aggressive and everything else, and just to build you up, make you stronger, so that they can get you to get together with your spirit mates later, divide in a new universe and another universe, and release a whole bunch of more praise machines. But hey, I've talked about that too many times. If you get the information in the books, you'll understand. Now. There's no way to say all this stuff, and I'm trying to make this as quick as possible, and that's why this ET video has got so much information in it. And it's not just about ET, it's about spirit, sentient energy. It's about how the energy flows to do certain things. It's about stone energy. These strong, all the max spheres that I built when I first started building them, okay, what were they first, $300, $150, I don't know. I went into every one of them and cranked them all up. Everyone I've ever made. And any of these max spheres, if you're within a 25-foot radius of the outside of the sphere, it's going to touch you. While you're sleeping, that stone energy goes into you and works you. It goes inside, it increases the amount of your spirit inside the body, and then when you get your hands, when you get it away from you, say you go to work and you leave it in the house, excuse me, then your energy still has a bunch of yourself inside it, a bunch of additional parts of your spirit crammed down inside you. That's what Gaira does. Okay, and then it starts bonding with you, making you stronger inside. It does make it you stronger, but it's you. When you get away from the stone, Gaira takes her energy away, Gaia's energy is away, and Raoul, Gaira's spirit mate, his energy is away. And when it's near you, it's helping making you stronger, activate you, develop you. You know what it does? What it does to physically develop your body stays. But they don't stay with you. You know, they leave you alone. You come up, you get within 25 feet, here you go. You paid a lot of money for that sphere. You're doing it, you know, you're getting that for a reason. If you think about it, a 25-foot radius, if you have a family of 6 people, 5 people, if you have the bedrooms close enough together, one sphere could possibly touch all of you, depending on where the rooms are, the bedrooms are, and how far away the beds are, the position of the beds inside the room. And it does it while you're asleep. You have one, take it to work. Ladies, you can leave it in your purse. It doesn't have to come out. That enhances your metaphysical energy. Now, why the hell do you want to do that? Okay, I'll tell you why. You want to wake up, become yourself. Okay, you make better decisions. You do more. Life is easier. You understanding. Understanding is powerful, man. It's power. Now, when our ET friends come, they're going to talk with us. I think I mentioned it earlier in 3 ways. And I'm not going to go into details. That's for the big video. All the different parts of it. And eventually, Deanna will get stuff set up. To be downloaded. So there's no DVDs and stuff. Talking to your spirit guides, learning how to talk to them. My rune cards, Jara's Runes of Awakening. I call myself Jara. J. Arae Essex. It's one of my legals. Okay, that's the name of his house. I mean, on his house, on the deed. J. Arae Essex. Lawsuits and stuff, J. Arae Essex. J. Essex. My first initial legal name was John David Essex. So it's J. Essex with, or let's see, however you'd say, look, I'm thinking you're going to hear J. Essex and arrows in the middle because that's what I am inside. I'm not trying to make something fancy of myself. I wear overalls. Okay? I go backwards of that thought process. I call myself the janitor. I am. I fix things. I clean things up. I take care of things for you. I don't want to raise. I'm not running for government. I mean for political something. I serve. Just don't tell me what to do. Don't go there. That doesn't mean you're going to be attacked, hurt, and everything else, but you're going to learn. Okay, let me just leave that there. It's different for every scenario. And let's get out of that. Things are going to move forward. Nothing's going to stop it. And those of you that have, excuse me, those of you that are what they call psychic readers in different stores and stuff, and those of you that have stores where you have people where you have metaphysical practitioners that give consultations, you need to work something out with them where you're not trying to control. If you say that they can't use their abilities to do anything anywhere else, then you're going to be shut down. Okay, and when a big video, I'm going to tell you about when someone tried to do that, and then she got aggressive with me, and I told her, July, Not this July coming in a couple of months. That next July coming up, your business is going to fold. You had every chance. I gave you every warning. And that coming July, guess what happened? So anyway, because this is for everyone. And this is for us to meet and begin bonding with our family from other planets. Again, I have to move around. I apologize. I don't mean to be deceptive, misleading, or confusing. It's really, I've always been like this, but it's really hard for me to do. But I kept talking about that first life that Lily and I had, and then after, we were being abused and everything, beat up. When we got out of the body, I got in front of, both of us went up to the original, first being male and female, as energy. First being male and female energy, and then us. And I went up to them. It was the same thing, the energy behind what I did to them. I hit them with energy. But it was the same as taking a hand, a back slap, and physically, bam, slapping both of them in the face. And I said, don't ever do that again. I said, what you did to her, and what you did to me was wrong too, but her, the one I love, no, you don't do that. And that was the first time ever having a life. I wasn't myself. I was myself, but I hadn't developed into who I am. So then I said, okay, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, we went to have the second life. And when we were going down there, those of you that know me, damn. Those of you that know me, you all know this. But for those coming, I told Lily, I said, honey, when we get down there and I start building a body, follow my lead. And I built a body so strong, so powerful, that there was no doubt that no one else could build something that strong. So nothing would ever do that to Lily and I again. And Lily did the same thing. We literally created the Drakh race. That second life ever had. That was over 2.8 quadrillion Earth years ago. People, I heard a video, somebody said, oh, well, the universe is over like 4 billion years old. Or, he could have said trillion, he still was going to be wrong. I'm not picking on him. I'm just saying, I'm trying to straighten out information tidbits, okay? How can you pick on someone that's trying to do something to help people and they're not trying to make it about themselves? I can't do that. I can't do that. That's wrong. Who the hell am I to do that? He's not hurting anyone. He's doing the best he can to help everyone. So, offer him my love, compassion, protection, honor that I have, and information. That's why I had to write these books so I could ever get out of here. Anyway, the bodies we made were so strong that when these incredible looking velociraptors on steroids and everything else attacked us, we were both literally grabbing the head right behind the neck and ripping their heads off, tearing the bodies apart. They were like paper mache. That's the Drakh race. Strongest race in creation, and the first race in creation in physical bodies, the Drakh. And in the not so far away future, maybe next 40 years, 42 years or something, either a Drakh is going to bring it up or someone's going to bring it up, and the Drakh will tell you who I am, what they call me. I've been at a lot of their meetings, out in space, flying around, doing all kinds of stuff. I have family members, spirit that came from Lily and I, that are in those Drakh bodies. They call me Father because we created the Drakh race. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm any better than anything else. I'm not. But I am what I am, and I'm proud of what I am because I always do as much as I can to do the right thing. I've been in bodies doing bad craps. All of us have. We've been made to do it. The angels, like I said, they go inside the you've seen the picture. Gonna show it to you again. People don't get mad. There's new people coming in all the time, and this is for the next 100 years. They come into the body, and the chakras, the main chakras. I showed you where they are. Deanna's got pictures from the back, from the side, to show you the actual position of the energy fields in your body. They go in through the upper crown, down through the middle crown, which is a lens, down into the lower crown, and then right into the hypothalamus. And once they're there, they run you. Until they pull their energy out, you are an extension of their thought process. Whatever they tell you to do, you're going to do. If they tell you to jump off a cliff, you're going. You're going to literally you'll push a little baby out of the way to get the hell off the cliff. Because you're no longer yourself. They're running your body. You're an extension of them. Then they pull the energy out, and then it's you again. Between the hypothalamus and the lower crown, it's like a storm going on all the time. Powerful storm. That's where understanding's created. That in the hypothalamus gland itself. What I'm trying to tell you, what I'm hoping to explain, is I understand what's going on. I'm trying to give you enough reason to look at the information I've left you. Hey, it would be nice if it's free, but it doesn't work like that. Okay, so the money that I'm looking right now, I'm looking at all the stone just for the spheres. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's one row. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's, 30 rows? And then there's stuff in barrels. There's stuff in large square containers. I've got a huge cement mixer in the shop over here. It's 22 by 34. And on the outside, it's about 20 foot tall. It's got a second level in it. Hell, I've got a cement mixer that I modified to clean stone and just get a rough tumble on it. It's full of stone. I have huge carts that I've built that can handle huge, heavy equipment, like 10 tons, and they're full of stone. So they have a lot of stone hanging in them. So there's a lot of stone here, Star Essenite and everything else. And this dragon egg Star Essenite, Deanna, we have a lot of it here. Do we have a ton? No, yes, no. I don't know, but this place where we get it, and it's nowhere for anyone to find. There's tons there. I've cranked it all up. No one knows where that is. So, so anyway, I'm talking about putting everything. I'm talking about putting everything together. Stone energy, using stone energy to make you stronger. Okay, put some stones around you. You can get a necklace, and the necklaces are awesome. But if you have a stone sphere that Deanna and I have both cranked up, and it's important for Deanna to crank them up too, because I'm a little over 97% male and spirit energy. Okay, and Deanna is a little over 99%. Okay, less than 1% of Deanna's spirit is actually male, and it's me, exactly me, no one else. So she's strong, very strong. She has energy frequencies that are planetary. I've got this much, okay, next to nothing. So when she cranks up stone, after I've cranked it up, you have the most powerful source you could ever find anywhere in it, but you also have more planetary essence in there. And for the woman, especially for female frequencies, that's a big thing. Okay, so that's why it's important to get stones cranked up by male and female. Now, when Deanna's got more stone than she can sell in 10 years. There's no way. She's just, and I've cranked it all up, all of it. Anyway, so all this information making you stronger, you making yourself stronger, waking yourself up for your abilities. What's important about that? The ETs are about to come in. Again, they were supposed to be here this month, December of 2018. It didn't happen because I didn't get out of here soon enough. No, that's not making everything about me. That's what's going on. There's a council that I'm going to talk about in this large video coming that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on. But I will spend some time on it. I'll show you the video when I made it. And later on, when you find out about the council and you find out that I had it down to about a 2 to 4 hour period when it actually happened, what does that tell you? Well, nothing other than the fact that I know what I'm talking about, that I offer good information. You want to wake up? Get the books. You can get a necklace, but you should have a sphere hanging around that can take care of you and everyone in the family that you love. And start relaxing. Take some time to relax and let things go. When our friends get here from other planets or other family members, they're going to come out in 3 different ways. Okay? Number 1. It's just, I got stuff all over the place, all around me. They're not bothering. They're just hanging there. Excuse me, but the energy comes in and it starts messing with the ears. They're just listening, though. Anyway, as stronger you are, the more able you are to talk with ETs, to communicate with them. That's very important. Okay, they look at you right away. And those of you that are cranked up, have source inside, boom, they beam up right on you. As a matter of fact, this one video, this gentleman was on an airplane. And we're going to go into this in detail later, but all of a sudden, a Drock, released his Anunnaki gentleman released his holographic field. So you could actually, he all of a sudden saw who he was, and then there's another lady in a human body, and then the stewardess came up, and this guy had been getting attacked, messed with. You could see marks on his arms. It shows it to you in the video. When I watched this, here we go, I started tearing up because that's what I'm about. Is taking care of people. But what happened, he went through 40 days of hell, and then finally at the end of it, all of a sudden, here comes, he was on the plane sitting, well, again, not to say too much about it, all of a sudden he sees this Anunnaki unshields himself for a minute. They were in the back of the plane seeing forward, so it was easy to get away with it. Plus everyone else that's in front of him, all they do is use their equipment to put out soft frequencies, and people like this. They can make you sluggish. They can literally make you think something else is going on, like do a soft loop, a thought process loop, where you're just relaxed and there's nothing going on. A basic thought will keep looping in your head. So anyway, the stewardess came up to him, went on her knees in front of him, not now, and put her hand on his knee. And said, that we're going to protect you now. She said, we're going to take care of you. We're going to protect you. And then the other, I believe it's the other lady that was from India. Look, her body was from India. She looked at him and telepathically was talking with him and said that, you're a golden child. You're special. We're going to take care of you. Well, he's one of my kids, so to speak. He came from Lily and Arae. I say source family. When I say source family, it means that it's either our Lily or or spirit that was released from the two of us, which almost everyone is going to. The few that are here, very few that are here, almost every one of them is the source spirit that came from the combined source spirit from the original Lily and I. So anyway, the very fiber of my being is made to do that. That's my format. I'm frustrated I can't do it in the body, but when I see compassion like that, it hits me hard. You know, I'm not going to lie. Why lie anyway? What does a lie do? It makes you look better? Get you a step up the stairway? To what? Where the hell's the stairway going? If you've given away your honor, you've actually thrown away the only thing you have that nobody can take from you. They can take your life. They can take anything, but they can't take away your honor. Excuse me. That's funny. I just smelt the ocean. Anyway, so when the ETs come here and show themselves, they're here. But when they show themselves, they're gonna come in here and bond with us, get to know us. 3 different ways. They're going to go to the governments, and as the governments are being replaced, they're going to tell the governments how life is about to happen on this planet. We will rule ourselves, control ourselves in some amiable fashion, but it's going to be through compassion, understanding, honor. It's going to be of the people, for the people, by the people. Okay? There's going to be open disclosure about almost everything that's happening. But the governments will be in control of putting things together where different groups can meet and come together. There's going to be, in book number 3, I explain exactly how this is happening, okay? I talk with ETs all the time. They know me. You're going to find out they know me after this body's dead and I'm home. When it's time, when it has any significance, they'll tell you. But only once or twice. There's no need for that. This is not about me. This is about what's supposed to... This is about changing everything. It's not just about us becoming one with the ETs. I mean, we're part of them anyway, but it's time we met. One of these new councils that I already made, that's part of the next video. It's not the very next one that you're going to see, because I have to put this in first. I have to render 2 other videos and a 3rd one, and then the ET one. In the meantime, I'm putting all the ET information together for you. And with places, videos to look at, so you don't have to... So you'll have access to the information I'm wanting you to, take the time to look at. If you don't want to, fine, love you anyway. Do what I can. I'll never get one of myself again. I'll never make anyone do anything as long as you're not going against the awakening or trying to be aggressively abusive towards someone. You don't know who you are yet, so it's impossible for only just a select few to understand me. I've been with people before, and my energy starts moving stuff around. Angels come in and talk. Stuff bother them. I go to them and kill them, and kill what's the spirit that's bugging them. And there's a few people that know, but over time, as much as you need to know will come out. I've got so many people cranked up now, and then I'll crank up more later. Those that are source that came from Lily and I, or parts of Lily and Arae, they're going to be cranking up people all over the place. Deanna is ready to do it now. She's been doing it. Others have been doing it too for a while, but this new DNA ICUC is basically what's going to get done. And it's people will be doing regular crank ups, getting used to it, and they're going to grow into the DNA ICUC. There's not going to be millions of them, but there'll be 24 after I'm gone, and a certain amount of time's gone by. There'll be about 24 of them. I don't know in what time frame. It's hard to say. Might be in the first 4 or 5 years. Probably maybe the first 4, but the first 5 years, the next 5 years after I'm out of here, and I don't have much longer. No one's going to make a religion about anyone. They're going to just understand this is part of us, family. I've cranked up so many people that were soul, which almost everything is soul. That's in bodies having lives. They're not soul anymore. I mean, they're soul, but they're like source soul. They have source in them. They have, with now bonded with them, are some of the fields, or all, or a little bit of all the fields: animal, plant, planetary, solar, fae. And that'll be, spreading out through the universe. And then the physical body's going away in a couple thousand years. But anyway, so they're going to go to the governments and say, this is the structure that we're going to leave you with. Everyone's going to have homes. Everyone's going to have a free home, free heating, electrical, free energy, free food, free medical. Now, if you want to supplement your healthy food diet to add something to it that's not normal, then you have to have more credits or whatever for it. Okay, money, all this stuff, all this controls that these disgusting, the top 1% on this planet have. It's all being taken away, and they're going to be taken out. Period. And that'll be me. They're just going to die. There might be 1 or 2 left, but other than that, the rest of them just going to kill them. That's enough. This planet, of all the planets that are in creation, this is one of the worst 4 as far as abuse goes. It's also one of the top 4 for beings on it with DNA that really takes an excellent, has the ability to adapt to other species, physical body DNA. So anyway, so one way is they'll be talking with the government that way, and they know what's gone on this planet. For Pete's sake, they were here before us. I was going to go into more detail. I got to stop. But they've been here. The years, the dating, carbon dating, stuff like that. The years they have for stuff. So much of it is screwed up. Corey Good said the Draco, not the Drock. The Draco were called something else first. There's another name for him. Corey mentioned it, and he's right on the money. A couple letters, I see a couple letters difference, but he has the name of them. They call themselves the Draco because they want to be thought of as Drock. They're not. They've been taking Drock DNA and putting it into their body, and they have all these deformities and stuff like that. So not everyone, but they'd have a higher case of them. They killing the babies. I mean, it's these people aggressives. They're sick. He said they've been here, I think, about 6,000 or 7,000 years or something. They've been some about 6. They've been here a little over 11,000 years, just over 11,000 years. But they've become a thing. They've become a larger amount of them, and it's not millions, like he said, but there's a larger amount of them for about 8,000 years. There's not billions of them in Antarctica. Antarctica is really positive folks, ETs. When Admiral Byrd went up there with a fleet and he was taking everyone on, he went up there to take on the Germans. The Germans were given a flying saucer and used to make some crude stuff where the ETs went in there and came to them and said, "Here, we're going to help you with this." And you can look for some people associated with the Draco that actually did that were responsible for that. But when Admiral Byrd went up there were other ships coming out of the water and then attacking the destroyer. Well, they came out of the water, and the first thing that happened is Byrd attacked them. He didn't know. So this was, close to World War II, the end of it. So it was just after or something like that. Whatever. So anyway, those are the good folk down there. There's butt heads here and there, but those are the good folk. There's always been good folks here, and some of the ETs that come in and they crash land and everything else, Some of the ships are damaged when they try to get in here. There's folks that come in here from time to time trying to get to some of their family members that have been abducted by the nasty Anunnaki that were running this planet. And then they were controlled by a council that was on Saturn. The council's dead on Saturn. All this stuff is going to be in a big video, but I'm going to give you dates and times of the video to watch when it happened. I'll tell you about it. That way the information I'm leaving you is many hours. It's all free. And I give you dates and I show you with the tablet. Okay? Maybe there's some way to change the time of the tablet. I don't know. I don't care. Because it's not. If you can't look at me and understand that I'm being honest with you, even if you think I'm crazy, then you really need to work on trusting yourself. Okay? People come up to me and goes, I don't know why. I know I've never met you, but I know you. And, well, yeah, past lives, and I tell them about what happened. And they're like, and then I tell them something about themselves, and how'd you know that? You know, they go walking away. Can you imagine if somebody would have come up with a microphone and what I am, it would have got out in public, take 1,000 people and put quantitative electrical encephalograms on their heads, and then I crank everyone up at the same time. They all read the same thing. Can you imagine the attention? This is being done without me getting the attention. This is being done so I can wake up the people that need to, that are going to be helping everyone else wake up. And they'll get the attention. I don't need it. I don't want it. Right eye's drying up. Anyway, so one, with the government's telling them how things are going to be set up. Number two, they're going to work with businesses, saying this is how this needs to be done, that needs to be done. We're going to help you, but you have to work within our guidelines. No more screwing everybody. And the businesses are going to change. There's going to be people working for businesses that'll be cranked up by strong source. And there it is again. That's going to be cranked up by strong source. And could you imagine a company that's worth trillions of dollars, the market forecasting, the money they spend on market forecasting to know what's going on, to know what products are going to be needed, sold, blah, 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 here and there. Well, if you had a group of people that worked at a company, one of these huge companies, maybe 20, 24 people that have been cranked up and have all these abilities, the metaphysical abilities, they can see, feel, and understand what's going on, and they're going to literally help this business make more money, produce a better product, sell it for less, and back it up better. Well, that's going to make the company grow, but it's also going to change the company to become more compassionate. And then it's when the monetary system's taken away, then it'll be taken away. Again, there's credits and stuff. Everything you do to help goes towards credits. The U.S. is going to try to hold on to, like we want to keep more money, more money. That's going to go on a while because we're not as advanced as these other civilizations we're dealing with. But it will be going away. Eventually, money starts going away. I mean, eventually, money pretty much leaves. There'll be artifacts that are worth so many credits or something. It'll change. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so they'll be dealing with the businesses and stuff like that. Now, the third group, which actually oversees the other two, in a way, it manipulates it without actually overseeing it. It creates the change that happens in the other groups. Are those people who are awake, alive, are metaphysically strong enough to be talking and communicating with our friends from other planets? They're the go-between. They're the ambassadors, so to speak. Each group that's in our new governments, which is literally, it's not Congress crap like that. There's like housing, food, medical, these different groups. That's what the governments will be. There'll be a group that has to do with change in our format for basic laws and stuff like that. But the rest, most of the rest of this other stuff is just going away. It's unnecessary. It serves one purpose: maintain abuse and put people down, and that's being taken away. Period. One way or the other. This is going to happen smoother than you could possibly think. But that is the importance of you becoming awake and aware and alive. That is the importance of stone energy, making you stronger, quicker, faster, and more powerful. That is the new format that is going through creation. So everything from governments, problems there, all these different special secret groups, I don't worry about them. I've never watched the videos on them until now because it was time to put this together. I hope to hell this last video I put out about the ETs is exactly that, the last one. I could have left here when I should have, October 28th, 2015. And just gone ahead and just gone into Deanna and given her the information. I'd go in and just, she'll write it and, or, you know, put it down on a keyboard, and it'll just be me talking through her. I'm not any better than anything else, and the thought of someone thinking like that, especially myself, I find disgusting, abhorrent, abhorrent, something like that. It's just nasty. So much for this being a short video. But I'm putting together what's going on. From the other side that runs things here, to the physical bodies, which ETs, they're all run by the other side. Everyone. You've had lives in most of those bodies. Check that out, huh? But they're run too by the other side. But they're more advanced. They understand. 6 in the human lives, years, when we're 6 or 8 years old, when these other folks from other planets are that same age for their life cycle, when they reach that age, they're being taught about metaphysics. They're already studying it, learning it, loving it. It's part of them. Over here, it's always been put away, controlled. And, you know, you can blame the governments, blame the problematic Anunnaki. Remember, Anunnaki are cool as hell. Love them. Almost all of us have been Anunnaki. We have a lot of Anunnaki DNA markers in our human DNA. RH and stuff like that. Usually a lot of that, but more than that, goes back to the Adamic race, which is the first, the initial planetary race. But we've had so many other people coming in from other planets, Palladians, Andromedians, that it just bonds. And because that's happened so much, our DNA has just developed into being more malleable to work with other stuff. There's so much stuff in this next video coming. It might be 4 parts before it's done. But first, I have to get these other videos out. And one of them is about Star Essenite. This is a big piece of Star Essenite. This thing is huge. That's what it looks like from the outside. Kind of dull, right? And then here. This is one of the pieces. There was a vein that went deep into the ground, and I got out there with years ago. I got out there with a pickaxe, just digging away at it, literally mining the stuff out, but not digging a hole in the earth to make a mine and everything. Tunnel is what I was trying to say. So anyway, that's why all this has been so important. To learn how to talk with your spirit guides. We got to get you all doing this. Those of you that are involved in this new change, we have to get you doing this. rune cards, Jared's Runes of Awakening cards, and you have to buy the book. They come separately. The book you buy at Amazon.com. Okay, it looks it's very similar to the book there. It looks a little nicer. The cards themselves, we have them. Okay, Deanna has those. If you're buying a sphere, Deanna, or a couple necklaces or something, Deanna will go ahead and sell you the cards. If not, just it's not that much longer. Just let me get out of here. Deanna's going to go close for about 2-3 months. I'm getting 3 months, and then she'll open back up, and which is good because it's like I said, it's going to take 3 to 4 months for me to really get everyone on the other side to understand the way things are going to be. And those that don't agree and give me a hard time, they're just going to be deleted. So someone say, "Oh, that's not compassionate." I don't give a damn. This is changing. I've been waiting since that first life to do this. I've been waiting over 2.8 quadrillion Earth years to do this. I'm anxious to get out of this body. Yes, very much. Why? So I can serve, so I can take care of, so I can protect, so I can build, so I can create, so I can change this damn mess that was made. So, anyway, whatever you all want to think, great, love you, man, that's awesome. But listen, we have a lot of information for you. We have the tools, these stones. Buy a piece of danbarite from selenite. Buy a piece of selenite from us, and then buy another piece and see how they feel. The difference. The selenite you buy from another store will be a little lighter, higher vibration. What you buy from us, it's going to be strong vibration. It'll be high vibration, but it's going to be strong, aggressive. That's the difference. That's why it costs more. And Star Essenite, here's a big piece. I don't know how many grams this is, but if you have a couple pieces that are about 10 grams, and you put one on each side of you, that is just going to crank the hell out of you. Okay, now I am going to do a video soon. Maybe I'll get it out today not loaded up, but actually make it today about Star Essenite, Dragon Egg Star Essenite. I probably won't. It's getting late and I got to get this done first. And one of the other videos uploaded. So anyway, I need to put it all together. You need to have it to use. For what? For yourself. That's what I'm about. Everything else, I am what I am. Nothing can kick my ass. What do I have to worry about? I don't want anything. I've proven that. And later on, after I'm gone, somebody wants to scrutinize things. Let them. Let them. The money comes in, the money goes out. It's not on nice cars, a beautiful house, and everything. No. Recently, had been lawsuits that I have to keep this property. The building that's going to be here in less than 25 years is going to be incredible, and it's going to be for Deanna and my kids, for our children out there. So let's just say we have over 58 children that were made by the Sepoians and this new group. And by the way, that's going to stop. That will be done by permission only. This isn't about Earth. This is about everyone. But this is where it's happening. And it's about to. It's already started, but it's about to. I've gotten some very powerful people annoyed on the other side, waiting for this to happen, waiting for me to get out of here. And I'm like, I can't just kill myself. I'm doing everything I can to not physically harm this body so I get out of here right. And now that I have part of myself, that's the part that's really aggressive, the most aggressive part of my energy, what it is, now it's working with me. It started giving me a hard time about wanting me to do something a certain way this morning, and the first thing I did is start pumping up my energy. Like, nobody tells me what to do. I'm happy to help. If someone says, give me a hand, will you? I'm there, as long as I can. I can't do much of anything anymore, but I'm not supposed to. It's just when people make demands of me, I usually let it go. But when I've worked with them and they have an important job and they're doing that, then they're going to get a verbal touch. Anyway, I know I'm aggressive. I know you all know that, but it's in a good way. The thing is, I need for you, I don't need anything. I want you to know who you are, to appreciate who you are. And a lot of you are in body because you wanted to be here, you wanted to help, get along, make the bond between the ETs and the Earthlings, the Earth and human bodies. And it's time. So, again, to talk with them, you need to start talking with your spirit guides first. That's why I made Jar's Runes of Awakening for everyone, but that's the importance there as far as dealing with our friends from other planets. Spheres. The necklaces you wear all day long, no problem. Spheres. Put them by your bed. Get the whole family. Put it 25 foot away, 25 foot reach outward, these max spheres. And then while you're sleeping, it makes you stronger, builds you up, develops your bodies, develops your physical pineal gland, pituitary, etc., hypothalamus, etc., etc., etc. It develops you, helps you literally get stronger, but actually develop the gland itself. The heart, same thing, makes you stronger, puts more of you inside you, and fortitude gets stronger. And then when it's able again, and I know it costs a little bit of money, but if you get yourself cranked up, that pushes everything forward hard. And it puts so much of my family energy in you, not spirit, it's not putting another person in you, it's just the energy. There's so much of it that you literally glow. You literally glow yellow gold. So golden yellow, whatever, yellow gold, tomato. So anyway, so much for my 50-minute video, huh? So you can understand that video, ET video, full disclosure. I don't know what it's going to be called though. I guess this would be open disclosure, not full disclosure. Who cares? Whatever. The thing is, that's what's happening. That's the reality of what's going on right now. It's not this group over here. It's not this spaceship. It's not these, super soldiers, and so many of them, this being somewhere for 20 years and then being regressed through time, and time changes everywhere, and then they're standing there again. No, it never happened. It never once happened. It's impossible. You can't travel like that through time. It doesn't work. And you sure as hell can't manipulate time like that. Okay? The aliens, the ETs, have given us this ability to use it. No. That's the drugs that they will put through. So, let me tell you one thing before I go. It's Source that runs people's lives. And there's a procedure for this where people can, do this, do that, and everything else. And it's going to be, it was for everyone to be abused a certain way. And then, but everyone's, the other side, the original first being male and female, they gave orders to their angels that were put on you to make sure you had this kind of life. Do you think they're going to do this throughout time? For a certain period of time, like 20 years, in all these people's lives, and then turn it around and do it again? No. I mean, I know for a fact it doesn't exist, but think about it in a simple format. But then again, first you have to understand the other side runs things. And you have to understand how they run your body. And to help you understand how they run your body, you need to understand this. I've given you everything you need and more. It's up to you to do what you can. Anyway, I'd be happier if all this stuff didn't cost anything. I can't help that. I spent years stockpiling stone, not just the Star Essenite, but all the other stone and everything else. And Deanna and I together, but now, you know, the Spiritual Foundation, she owns it now. She's been buying all kinds of stone up. It's time. It's time for everything to take off, and it will soon. And this body be dropping dead soon. Those of you that are involved in this, I'll be gone soon, man. I'll be back home real soon. I can't give you a date, but I've never been so close to living death as I am this morning. Although I've been excited, you know, talking in this video. You heard me in the beginning of the video. I was really sluggish, and I was already being picked up. And then you heard me going, getting more energy going as time went on. And as soon as I get off here, I'll go back to my normal self. So I'll be out here soon. What matters is that everything happens for everyone to become who they are, become awake, come together. And we're here. So, in that last video, like I said, it'll probably be 4 different parts, but it's going to be so thorough. And people, you know, do whatever you want. Take these videos that I've had, download all of them you can. You get a 4 terabyte hard drive. I mean, I don't get extra subscribers or views or anything. I don't think. Just go ahead and download everything. Start from recent and go backwards and download everything off YouTube and put it in there. If you want to wake up, if you want information, if you do that, then you get these books, get the cards, talking with spirit guides, developing yourself a few stones, a sphere to have, especially at night for the whole family. If the parents are farther away, get 2 if you can. I understand. And then also, if you want a necklace for wearing during the day, whatever you want. But if you do this, and then on top of that, when it's available again, Dan to crank you up, and I'll be in the field. I'll be helping everybody. So the field is me anyway, so it's part of me. It's time for everyone to come alive. So also some of this stone that we have, I went right to it. This is lapis lazuli, azurite, and malachite. That's incredibly powerful to help seeing. And then you get a nice little piece of dambarite. You know, this is huge. That's over a pound. But this stuff is really, really strong. It's very high vibration. And even with the source energy added to it, it's still a nice, beautiful, soft vibration. But source is source. And when you have dambarite or any other stone that's cranked up by source, it's much more powerful, much more beneficial. And when you like feeling the separate frequency of it by itself, cool, awesome. Get some of the stuff from someone else. It'll be less expensive, but you feel the difference in the energy. But that's why the cranked up stone's important. And Deanna, she'll be making these things too, like pendants. It's a big piece of Star Essenite. She weaves the whole thing. The Star Essenite and other stones in there too. So I can't see the monitor worth a damn, but and then engage yourself, relax, open up, reach out. There'll be a lot of people here to help you, okay? And talking to spirit guides, they're with you for a reason. Those of you that aren't doing it yet, or you want to develop better, room cards. That's why I made them. Everything's going to be fine, but you're going to get out of this what you put into it. And those of you that know me, have known me for a while, falling apart now. Those of you that have known me for a while, you understand. You already know. Sometimes people think I'm nuts, and I can even show you. Wow. I can even show you this graph. And someone said, "Oh, someone made it up, whatever," you know. But when you and I talk on Skype, I don't do it anymore. Don't call for this, please. Just don't, don't do it. There's nothing there. Empty line. Those of you I've talked to on Skype and gone into you, and you feel me in your brain, I teach you how to feel your energy before we start, and then you start feeling your energy, and then it's so strong that you have to turn your hands outward to feel your inner shell, because you're so powerful, your energy's gone out everywhere. And you're the ones ETs look at. They need to talk to people who are strong metaphysically. That's what I make you. And they're really curious about these souls now that have all this source energy in them. They're no longer what they were in previous lives. And they also know the governments suck. And that, they're going to go to the government and say, this is your new structure, this is what you're going to do. The government say, blah, blah, blah. They're going to overrun whatever needs to be done. Whatever the government tries to put up or whatever, they're going to be dealt with. Those of them that literally I'm not deleting, killing from the other side, they're going to be taken care of. They're going to just go around, go right over them. Just go right over them. Like a car driving through a puddle. Just go right through it. It means nothing. Because it's time for this to happen. And it's already set up. And in that Council of Life, there was a council, the Council of Planets, now it's like the Alliance of Life. It's a council. There's two spirit beings in there. It's part of Lily and part of Arae. You actually talk to people when they're out of a body. There's another group being made. It's like an alliance, but it's not. It's more of a council being made of everyone of people that are from different areas, different essence forms and soul and everything else, that are out of body. That's you. When you finish your life, you can go be part of that council, and you're going to talk to people that are in body. And you're going to use scanners like the ETs have, where you can see the energy. What can be more open than that? What can be more honest than that? What can be more honorable than an open format and the maintaining a creation of compassion, honor, equality? So, oh wow, okay. I'm going to do a video soon explaining why Star Essenite is so important and other stones. You can get a I don't remember. I know it's definitely well under $200. You can buy a 4 terabyte Transcend portable hard drive from Amazon.com, and then you can download videos from the internet and put it right into the hard drive, so it doesn't take up your computer, and you just get that information. And if you watch a video and there's nothing you want to really keep in there, you have it on something else, whatever, delete it. That's a lot of work. It all depends on what you want for yourself. I know there's other people doing it, and it's not about Jay said it. It's about, here's the information. So ETs have been here for a long time, man. It's time for this. It's past time for this to happen. And my other family members, drug family members, and others are getting impatient. And I understand, because I'm incredibly impatient with still being stuck here. Anyway, folks, look, love you. Take care, and I hope you have a kick butt day. But whatever you do, take a little time just to relax. Take a few nice full breaths. Extend yourself outward and just feel. Just the more you relax, the more your frequencies start. It's like it's almost like they start aligning. They start becoming more like the frequency that is the field. So it's like they're aligning with it, and then guess what happens? Information. You select what you want, you get it. So, damn, fracking heart. Folks, love you, man. Have a good one.